Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking You, Me, and My Ex. Season 1, Episode 4. So we start with Wendy, Jimmy, Lisa, and Jack. They're all headed down in the RV from New Jersey to Florida to go visit Jimmy and Lisa's son, Dominic. He's going to be turning 21 and they all wanted to go and surprise him. However, Wendy and Jack, they're not really excited about it. They are not thrilled about being in a RV. No matter how big this RV is, it's not big enough for the four of them to be spending 4 whole days together in an RV, especially when Lisa and Jimmy seem to act as if they are still married when they have been divorced for many, many years. Over a decade, they've been divorced.
Jack took me to Paris for the weekend while you guys were getting married.
Well, we went to Paris when you got married?
Yes.
I don't even know. I never even put that together.
Now, I thought that was kind of crazy. You know, Jimmy has been married to Wendy for at least 16 years. And I want to know, how long has Jack been Lisa's fiance? Why is Jack staying around? And Lisa is all ticked off because Wendy brings up the fact that she had Jack take her to Paris on the weekend of Wendy and Jimmy's wedding because she didn't want to be in the same country when Jimmy married somebody else. Jack had no clue. He had not put it together that that's why she wanted to go to Paris and that's why she wanted to go at that time. She tries to explain herself and she's welled up almost in tears, explaining that she didn't want to know when it was Jimmy's wedding. So she wanted to go to Paris where there's a huge time difference and she wouldn't have a clue if he was married to Wendy or not. Why are you almost in tears? Girl, you are still holding on to all that love for Jimmy. You are not over him. I think that Wendy and Jack are absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. How long are you going to hang on, Jack? You should go ahead and walk away while you can. You are not married to her. Now, Wendy, honey, I don't know why you stayed. This is ridiculous.
Did you think there was a chance that you and him were going to get back together?
I don't think there was a chance that we could have gotten back together. I know it.
Honey, I don't think so. She acts as if there might still be a chance for her and Jimmy to get back together. I couldn't do this. There is no way that I could live with Lisa being a part of our marriage that way. Dominique is about to be 21. He lives in Florida for college. I'm sorry, Lisa would have to take a huge exit out of our life, and she would absolutely have to exit out of our marriage. The fact that her and Jimmy still have 2 businesses together and that they go on business trips privately together, this is a lot. I don't think any normal, regular wife would put up with this. You know, this is just a real awkward road trip. A lot of conversations about Jimmy and Lisa's marriage when they were together. I don't think that Wendy or Jack are being respected by Jimmy or Lisa at all.
Jack. Oh, my God. I keep calling Jack Jimmy. Oh, my God.
Lisa, not Lisa.
Last thing I want to do is have sex and call him Jimmy. That is not going to go well.
2 days on this trip and already it's uncomfortable. Last night, Lisa and Jimmy are reminiscing. They're talking about things that I don't really want to hear.
They're like flirting.
Absolutely. I'm trying to do the right thing, but I am definitely not liking what I'm saying. It's, once again, a reminder of what Lisa used to call me up and say of how Jimmy still wants her.
Yeah. Ugly.
Yes. And I don't want to go there. This is about fun.
You gotta keep it level.
Yes. Okay.
You know what? First of all, this would never be me. Never. But if it had been, I would shut it all down. Shut it all down, okay? I would have somebody pull this RV over, pull it all the way over, okay? I'm gonna have to talk to everybody, okay? We are gonna set up some ground rules. You are going to respect me and my marriage. And you know what, Jimmy, step aside here, because you and I are really about to go out to the woodshed, buddy. You are crossing the line.
A phone charger.
You're talking to me like I'm your wife. I am not your wife, nor am I your mistress.
I don't have a mistress.
Well, he doesn't have a mistress, and he doesn't talk to me like that.
Oh, all right. Worse?
No.
Lisa's got some screws loose. She has a very outgoing and flirty personality in a harmless way. It's part of who she is. You have to love it.
No, you don't have to love it. We don't love it. All I have to say is wow. Completely wow. I don't care if you're there or not, Wendy. His behavior is appalling, and so is hers. And this is absolutely disrespectful.
Lisa and Jimmy are flirting.
Her mustache is coming off.
You know what? It's called lipstick. And
I know,
You're
on
just
my
jealous
dipstick.
I have hair.
Her fiance, Jack, is right there. Why isn't he helping her with this makeup situation? Absolutely not.
The cleanest water on earth comes out of here. It's filtered through lime.
No, the cleanest water's in our RV.
What do you got on you?
Hairs?
No, she's got something on her.
If he puts his hands on his ex-wife one more time, there's gonna definitely be a problem. Do it again, there's gonna be a problem. You're crossing the lines, and I'm not happy about it.
Or wipe your lip, too. You have something else on you. She's a mess.
Let me see.
Shut your pie hole.
Honey, listen, it would be a lot more than just stop. It really would. I'm liable to push Jimmy overboard and see if Lisa wants to jump in and save him. Okay? This is ridiculous. You are not going to play with my emotions, and you are not going to treat me like a fool, and you are definitely not going to disrespect me like this. Why are you touching her? Why are you flirting with her? Her man is right here. Let him flirt with her. Let him touch her face and get her face together. This is ridiculous. Jimmy is out of his mind. And Lisa is disrespectful, and she just wants Jimmy back, and she loves rubbing it in Wendy's face that she had Jimmy first. This is too much. Wendy said that Jack can sit back and be quiet all he wants to, but she's not going to do that. She says that she's got a mouth and she's going to use it, and Jack can handle it any way he wants to, but she says Lisa is going to hear about this, her and Jimmy, and that she's going to speak up about it and put a stop to it. Well, I say good luck to you, Wendy. Honey, listen, that could never be me. Nope. Caroline, Alex, and Steven. So Caroline and Alex head over to Alex's father's house. He's going to introduce Caroline to his family for the very first time. And I just wondered, has anybody noticed that Alex is always wearing a jumpsuit? It's the same jumpsuit in multiple colors, as if he has about 14 jumpsuits. He really loves a jumpsuit.
Papa.
So don't worry.
Big Papa.
You can't go by Big Papa.
That's what she called me.
My first vehicle is named Big Papa.
I ain't your vehicle, but you can ride, but you... That is
Now, that was Alex's father. Grow up, sir. Yikes, the first time you met this girl. So right in the middle of dinner, Steven calls. Everybody's like, hey, Steven! You know, his family absolutely loves Steven. I think it's crazy that Steven is calling as much as he does. And I think it's also crazy that Alex seems to not understand that this is not okay.
You saying you moved on.
I have.
Well, you talking to it.
I'm sorry. If I take relationship advice from anybody, it ain't gonna be y'all.
But as respect to that woman right there, you don't go back and you don't talk to that person. You know, if you're moving on, something's got to stop.
Now listen, they have a point. He is absolutely keeping contact with Steven. Him and Steven are on the phone multiple times throughout the day. It's phone calls, it's text messages. I don't understand. To me, it's a little much, especially when you claim that you have moved on to Caroline and that you want to marry her. If you really have moved on and you want to marry her, then you have to let Steven.
But I also feel like Steve's not over Alex. He's still hung up on the idea of their relationship. He's still kind of searching for that connection.
Now, Caroline, come on now. I think that Alex is just as hung up on Steven as Steven is on him. I don't think that either one of them have gotten over each other, because if Alex wasn't still hung up on Steven, Alex could have blocked Steven's number. He does not have to call or accept calls or text Steven all day like he does. He talks about Steven quite a bit. So you can't put it all on Steven. Alex is a part of this. Alex is doing too much. Now listen here, hon. This is quite crazy too. Caroline tells them that her ex-boyfriend, the guy that she was seeing before she was seeing Alex, is now seeing a man. And I said, well, Caroline, well, where do you meet these fellas? What is going on? I mean, no judgment here. You can see who you want, date who you want. I don't care. It's not my business. But it's just a little weird to me. Your current boyfriend used to be with a guy, and your ex-boyfriend is now with...
You know what the proper term is? There's heterosexual, one big category. Then there's homosexual, and within homosexual, it's all those other categories. I don't want to miscategorize anyone.
No, you should just say nothing, because it really ain't your business if you ain't
No.
Well, he has a point there. Everyone's sexuality is not everyone's business. You know what I mean? You don't have to put a name on it. If they are pansexual or bisexual, or as he called it, demisexual, I'll call a person whatever they want to be called. You know, I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. You know, whoever anybody has sex with, it's not my business. It really isn't. But I don't think that his sister was trying to be mean. I think she was just trying some kind of label on, you know, what he wanted to be called or what he would prefer to be referred to. And he wasn't happy about it. He didn't think it was any of her business to ask. And I wish that he would have been able to use his words and explain that without that high-pitched squeal that he did and all the screaming and the hollering. He put on a full-fledged tantrum. Then he ran out of there. And Caroline didn't run out fast enough. He takes the car and leaves her. Just leaves her sitting at his family's house. She just met them. She starts to cry, and the production team lets her know that they will get her home. She cries all the way home. And then when she gets home, she's really sweet to him. I said, well, what? I bet you know, ma'am. I'd have came in there and raised hell, okay? I'd have showed out. Then all of a sudden, I would have had to throw a tantrum and put on the high-pitched squeal. I'd have went off. I mean, he would have been scared how high my pitch got. How dare you leave me over there? Anyway, when she gets home, she's so sweet to him, and he tells her that he was just so upset and he was embarrassed. And I said, do you think she wasn't? Do you think she wasn't embarrassed that you stormed off and left her? I mean, goodness gracious. You know, she tells him that she understands. You know, he's upset because his family kept bringing up Steven and because they were asking him questions that he felt was none of their business. And she says she gets it and she agrees with him. They were asking questions that's none of their business. And if she had taken him to meet her family and they were asking him those types of questions, she would be embarrassed as well. But at the same time, she's not going to just up and leave him. That is wrong. And he, you know, says he's going to make it up to her, but no thank you. Now, Caroline, you have got to get your head out of the clouds, girl. Alex is as much a part of this as Steven. Alex doesn't want to get rid of Steven. He doesn't want to get over or past Steven. I think he wants to get back together with Steven. You better be careful, honey. Danielle, Josh, Jennifer, and Chantel. So after Chantel has been trying for 6 months to get pregnant by Jennifer's ex-husband, Josh, she is officially pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Can you believe this? Can you believe this? I just don't even understand this. There is no way that I am allowing my current husband to get his ex-wife's new wife pregnant, artificially inseminated or not. This is a no-go.
Not be dad. He's gonna have influence in the baby's life.
He's gonna have influence, and that's
consistent influence. I do still have a little bit of a feeling that when the baby's born, you know, your instinctual emotions might kick in and make you feel attached or emotional about the baby, you know?
I don't think there's gonna be any emotional, like I say this now, like I don't know.
Buddy, please, quit playing with yourself and everybody else. He is absolutely gonna be attached. They are at each other's homes, socializing together 24/7. The children are all related. He's the father for all of these children. There is no way that he is not going to get attached to this child. And they are ridiculous if they don't have any legal documents drawn up. This is going to be crazy and turn out to be a big mistake. Jennifer and her ex-wife say that they're going to explain to the child that he is their sperm donor, but not their father, that he is never to be called daddy. But the other two call him daddy, and he is the dad, and y'all are all going to be together. I don't get it. Why not? Yeah, buddy, this is a bad decision. This is a bad decision. And this is going to come back to haunt everybody. It really is. Lauren, John, April, and Roy. These people really irritate me, but it's April the most. So April decides that it's going to be a good time for her to tell Roy that her and John are going to get remarried and have a huge ceremony.
Why would I come? You left me to get married for him.
We're very past that.
You might be very past that.
Oh.
Honey, listen, this is not cute. It really isn't. And you know, John is living in Roy's house. I could never let that go. I think that Roy is still in love with April. I think that April is still in love with Roy. I think that she's also still in love with John. And she just wants her cake and she wants to eat it too. And it's too much for Roy. And Roy, it's too much for me too. Okay, buddy? Roy says that he will never forget the day that he found out that she wanted a divorce. He's in the military and he says that he was in Japan and it was Labor Day weekend and he kept trying to call her and she would not accept any of his calls for the entire weekend. But once the weekend was over, she called him and told him that she wanted to be separated and divorced and didn't give him a full explanation. He says that there was nothing wrong with their marriage and he didn't know why she wanted to divorce him. And she says that there was nothing wrong with their marriage either and it wasn't because of John. Ma'am, you're lying. She is upset because Roy does not believe that she was not having an affair with John when she was seeking a divorce from Roy. Ma'am, ma'am, Roy might be a tiny idiot, allowing John to live there without buying him out. But no, Roy is not a complete idiot. Okay, there is no way that you were not having a full-fledged affair, you and John, when both of you were still married to Roy and Lauren. Roy says when he got off the phone with her, when she said she wanted a divorce, he flew all the way back to America from Japan. And when he walked in his house, that is currently still his house that John is living in, he said John was sitting in his kitchen and that when she saw him, her face went pale as a ghost. But she wasn't having an affair. Girl, bye. Quit lying, okay? I don't understand why she even thinks that this man is supposed to believe that she was not having an affair. Clearly you were. He does not want to come to this wedding. And I don't blame him. I really don't. And I still can't believe that all these people still live on the same street. Oh, wow. This is too much. I'm saying, listen. John needs to buy Roy out of his half of that house. Roy needs to separate his checking accounts from April. And Roy needs to get himself a new wife. Move on with your life, Roy. This is crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna keep watching this craziness because it's interesting. And I'm thankful that I don't live like this. Anyway, you guys, until next time, bye.